Monkey Dream is a creepy urban legend from Japan. They say that after you read this story, strange things will start happening to you in your dreams. If you are easily scared, you might want to skip this one. Monkey Dream.
I was all alone, standing on the platform of a deserted, dimly lit railway station. Wow, what a boring dream, I thought to myself. But just then, I heard an announcement.
The train will be arriving shortly. If you get on board, you will experience something very scary.
Soon after, the train pulled into the station. There were a few men and women sitting in the cars, and their faces were very pale. What a weird dream, I thought. But I was curious about the announcement that I've heard. Would I really see something scary? What would it be? So I decided to get on the train and find out. I sat down in the third car from the back. The air around me felt uncomfortably warm. Everything seemed so realistic that I began to wonder if I was actually dreaming.
The train is now departing.
As the train began to move, my heart was pounding with anticipation and anxiety. I wondered what was going to happen next. But soon after the train left the platform, we entered this tunnel that was oddly illuminated by an eerie purple light.
Next up, Ikezukuri. Ikezukuri is next.
This isn't anything to be scared of. Ikezukuri? That's not a station. It's a rare Japanese dish. A skillful Japanese chef can cut up a fish and cook it in such way that it's still alive when they serve it to you. It's grotesque, but in Japan, it's considered a delicacy. I was still thinking about it when I heard a loud, piercing scream coming from behind me. I turned around and I saw 4 hunchback midgets. They were surrounding the man in the last seat. I saw that the midgets were wearing monkey masks and brandishing large sharp knives. Right before my eyes, they began cutting the man into pieces. An overpowering stench filled the air, and the man kept screaming and screaming as they pulled his bloody organs out of his body and scattered them all over the train car. When I turned around again, the man in the back seat was all gone. All that remained were bloodstains and chunks of red meat. The woman behind me, she was still staring straight ahead, her face expressionless.
Next stop, Scooping. Scooping is next.
This time, 2 of the monkey-faced midgets appeared, carrying spoons with serrated edges. They began to scoop out the eyes of the woman behind me. Up until now, she had been expressionless, but the pain twisted her face in a look of horror. She began shrieking so loudly that I thought my eardrums would burst. Her eyeballs flew out of their sockets, and the stench of blood and sweat was truly unbearable. I have to get out of here, please. Wake up. Then, a horrible thought struck me. Judging how bad things had been going, I was next in line.
Next up, Mincemeat. Mincemeat is
I
next.
felt sick. It wasn't hard to imagine what was going to happen next. Come on. Wake up! I told myself. It's just a dream. Wake up! Suddenly, I heard a loud, metallic whirring noise. It sounded like a grinding machine. This time, 2 of the midgets were sitting on my knees. They were holding a strange-looking contraption that I assumed was a mincing machine. I was so terrified. It's all just a horrible dream. Wake up! Wake up! I closed my eyes and I prayed as hard as I could. For the love of God, please, wake up. The sound was getting closer and closer. I could feel the wind from the machine on my face. I was so sure there was no hope for me. It it was over. I was a goner for sure. Then, all of a sudden, everything went silent. I woke up in bed, soaked in sweat. Tears were streaming down my face. That was horribly realistic. I thought to myself, thank God it was only a dream. 4 years passed and I finished college. I had completely forgotten about the dream. However, one night, I was working late at the office. It had been a very busy day and I was very tired. I leaned back in my chair and closed my eyes. Just for a moment. That's when it happened.
Next stop, Scoopy. Scoopy is next.
It was the same. Everything came flooding back. The same two crooked midgets in the monkey masks were gouging out the eyes of the same expressionless girl. It's just a dream. Wake up! Wake up!
Next stop, Mincemeat. Mincemeat is next.
This is too much. It's just a dream. Wake up. Wake up. Suddenly, there was silence. Just as I was about to open my eyes, I heard a voice say,
Are you running away again? The next time we come for you will be the last.
I opened my eyes, and this time, I was really awakened in my room. But the announcement that I've heard definitely wasn't in the dream. What have I done to deserve this? I haven't had a dream since then, but I know that the next time I have a dream, I will die. In this world, it might seem like a heart attack, but in the other world, I know I'll be minced meat.
What are their characteristics? Given our example with Monkey Dream, if you focused on the music that we tried to portray and the mood of the overall film, you will get the clue. They achieve this by composing music whose key characteristics involve really dissonant harmonies, so much so that it is often very difficult to work out what their key pieces are in. This sort of composing was subsequently labeled as atonal music, which lack a key or tonal center. This is the key characteristic to remember what expressionist music, and it's easy to recognize as it's the sort of music which doesn't sound very good to listen to. However, the expressionist composers also included lots of other important musical characteristics in their work, including the utilization of extreme contrast in both dynamics and the pitch range of their instruments. Also look out for angular leaps in the melody of expressionist pieces and a texture that frequently changes throughout the work. Finally, the composers associated with expressionism developed an almost scientific method of composing called 12-tone composition. How was it used in our film video? The music we showed in our video was all composed by Arnold Schoenberg, as well as Alban Berg. Their work was well acclaimed as the best way to describe expressionism. The depiction of fear lies at the center of expressionist music, with dissonance dominating, so that the harmonious affirmative element of art is banished. Erwartung und die glückliche Hand by Schoenberg and Wozzeck, an opera by Alban Berg, are examples of expressionist work.